Hello, my name is Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my show. I'm here to talk to you today about some Bitcoin and crypto chart TA. So, with Bitcoin, I've zoomed out here and I've looked at the daily RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And what the Relative Strength Index is going to tell us is whether or not an asset is overbought or oversold. Traditionally speaking, above 70, that's overbought, and below 30, that's oversold. Now, what I've done here is I've put in a resistance line at about 62 or so. And if you guys remember, we actually did a whole video on that 52 level. Now I want to kind of expand upon that and bring it higher and go to the 62 level here. Now Bitcoin barely spends any time whatsoever above this 62 level for the RSI. So if we zoom out, we can actually take a look at all the way back earlier in the year, let's say about February or so. It's only ever been above this level at about, let's see, once, twice, three times, barely. So about three times. And each time it's been a very sharp peak, okay? So right now it's currently, it was above that level, it came back down again, and now it's touching that level once more. Now I think what this largely means for the Bitcoin price is we're probably going to see it come back down again because it definitely seems as if it is overbought. And if we take a look at this sideways channel that I've put in for Bitcoin, we can see something very interesting here. And that is the top level of this channel. It's 20,450. It has been kind of dancing around this level for the past couple of days. And it's gone below this level several times now already. It's gone below this level on two separate occasions now. It's above it currently, but I don't think it's going to remain above this level for very long. And in fact, I expect a retracement short term for the Bitcoin price to come back down here to under 20,000. And we'll probably wind up bouncing at about 19,600. All right, so short term, I expect it's going to come back down here to the middle of this sideways channel here. Now, we'll take a look at Ethereum, and I still have the descending triangle up for Ethereum because I'm still not convinced of the breakout from the descending triangle. Much like Bitcoin, it had this huge RSI spike here all the way up to about 72, and so I'm also expecting a pullback for the Ethereum price as well. And if it does pull back, it's going to pull right back into the descending triangle. And what you're looking at is probably support here at 1366. And I would say there's also some support at 1471. So 1471 and then 1366. And I expect that these all this price action will happen probably within the next week or so. And then we'll also take a look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin tried to break out today from this sideways channel. If you'll notice, it actually came up through that sideways channel. It has a wick right here. However, the price closed basically right where the channel, right where the top end of the channel is. And so if that's the case here, it really shows that there is some very strong resistance above this level, and it's having a hard time overcoming it. So if it can't overcome this resistance level, it's definitely going to pull back into the middle of this range right here. So that's something that I'll be paying attention to. This right now is set up at about 66 RSI or so, so it's not quite overbought and not quite oversold. It might have a little bit farther to run, but I'm not ready to take it out of this sideways channel until it shows me that there is a very strong breakout. All right. Now, something I really want to point out that's particularly important in regards to Bitcoin, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the miners' reserves. And this is something that I pay attention to a lot. This is on Crypto Quant. We're going to take a look at the miners' reserves here. And the miners' reserves is just the number of coins in miners' wallets. And if you'll notice, this miners' reserve has come down dramatically from August here. So it was up here in August, and now it's all the way back down here on the October 27th, which was yesterday. So it's all the way down close to the bottom that it had seen the past couple of weeks or so. Now, the reason why I want to point this out is because there is a major Bitcoin miner called Core Scientific that was warning of the possibility, the very real possibility of bankruptcy in one of their recent filings. And the reason why this is important is because these miners, as they capitulate, as they go bankrupt, and I'm sure Core Scientific's not the only one, they will continue to capitulate until until they have no more Bitcoin. So specifically with Core Scientific, they sold all or nearly all their Bitcoin in June. They were largely on this huge slide down here. We can see here for June for the Bitcoin price. Core Scientific sold massively into that, and then as a result, they were down to only just a couple of Bitcoin left. All right, and I think that this is really important news, because what it's telling me is that these Bitcoin miners, the ones that aren't the leanest, the ones that are the least efficient, and the ones that struggle to make profit, are going to be very quickly washed out of this bear market. And that's a good thing for the Bitcoin market, because these miners that survive this bear market are going to be ultra resilient, and they're going to be even more resistant to future capitulation. Okay. Now, I don't want this all to be negative news for Bitcoin. Again, I like to kind of give two sides here. We have the short-term side for the chart TA, and then also I want to talk about the long-term side here, and I want to go ahead and bring this up. We have the realized cap for the hodl waves. Now, the realized cap, again, is kind of taking like an average cost basis of Bitcoin, and then we have hodl waves, and hodl waves is just telling you the average, the duration of Bitcoin based on the percentage owned. Okay, so if we come up here and we take a look at this, let's say based on the hodl waves, you have traditionally, I'd say about 6 to 12 months or so, about 25, almost 26% of Bitcoin has been held for about 6 to 12 months. So that's what you're reading here. So and then if we look up here, we can see that 42% has been held for 1 year to 2 years. And then we look up here and we say that the 3% is 2 to 3 years. And then going up, we have 3 to 5 years, it's about 5%. And then it doesn't have one for 10 years yet. However, the reason why I want to bring this up is because I've highlighted all the Bitcoin that's been held for a long period of time, aka about 6 months or so. And that's something I posted about on Twitter. But if you add up all these numbers together, what you're getting is a value that's, I'd say, almost 70% or so. And this value means that the current long-term hodlers of Bitcoin account for about 70% or so of the total Bitcoin in circulation. And that's a good thing, because again, with these long-term holders, they are not going to be as quick to sell. So they're going to hold up better than the short-term buyers, the short-term traders. They're going to get in and get out. But these long-term hodlers are going to be much less resistant, or they're going to be much more resistant to selling. And I always think that's a good thing. And if we take a look at the NUPL, the net unrealized profit and loss, we can see here that the total Bitcoin market is underwater at about 4% or so. So if you took all the Bitcoin, okay, and then you looked at the unrealized profit, in this case, unrealized loss, it is an unrealized loss of 4%. Okay, and that sounds like a lot, but it really isn't as bad as it's been in the past. Back in June, it went all the way down to 19%. So it's actually starting to come up quite a bit, and most of the Bitcoin hodlers are starting to get very close to this break-even line where people have broken even instead of being down 4% in totality. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, let me know, like and subscribe, and also go ahead and leave a comment as well. Follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I hope to see you in the next video.